Marriage, a sacred union of two souls, together for good or for bad, in sickness and in health, an eternity of bliss. Except for the fact that half these guys hate their fucking wives.
I hate
my wife, 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 my wife.
Truly, I thought all the I hate my wife jokes were going to die out with the boomers. However, an unfortunate subset of men are simply determined to keep this very witty genre of humor alive. And far too many of those men have been given a camera, a mic, and a Twitter account.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
I neglected you. I wasn't checking up on you. You know, I was, but it wasn't a hard thing. I was so into let me build that I wasn't checking up on you. I wasn't making sure that your needs were met. You know, as a matter of fact, I almost started to resent the entire environment that I was in, but that's because I didn't understand it.
But you don't understand what I was going through while I was neglecting you during the most vulnerable time of your life as you birthed my child. Wah. You would think that maybe this bitterness just builds up over time, and at least everyone starts out being in love. That's where you would be wrong. For some couples, things are in the negative even before rings are exchanged.
The worst stage in a relationship is when you start hating your girlfriend. Hearing her talk irritates you. You don't even have conversations with her anymore because you'll get annoyed. Somewhere along the line, you just stopped seeing her like you used to. You hyper-focus on every little thing she does now. The way she chews pisses you off now. When she swallows water, you get disgusted at the sound. And these are things you didn't even care to think about or react to before.
A while ago on TikTok, there was a trend where you do something mundane with your boyfriend and accidentally call him your husband and see how he reacts. And most of the reactions were super sweet and super nice. And then there was this guy.
Okay, today I'm going to be guessing my husband's favorite things.
I'm not your husband. Not yet, Kins.
Like, shit, sorry. What a weird reaction to have. When normal people are taken aback, maybe they go, oh, husband? What? Did I hear you right? But no, this guy, without missing a beat, is like, I'm not your fucking husband. I am aware that some couples have a dynamic where they're kind of mean to each other. There's some teasing and it's funny. But this is not their dynamic. Look at her face. This was not a joke where both parties are engaged in any sort of banter. She's shocked, she's embarrassed, and she goes to turn off the camera, meaning she had a reaction off camera. And then when the camera's back on, she tries to wrap it up all smooth and nice with a little joke, but you can tell she wanted the reaction that all the other boyfriends were giving. They go on to marry each other, by the way. Stellar choice in husband. I guarantee that he was wearing these shoes to the wedding. Which is a great transition into talking about weddings, where you are spending thousands of dollars, your closest friends and family have flown in from everywhere to come see you, and some people even consider it to be the greatest day of their lives. Only to hear this.
Everything I give you, you have made greater. I gave you a house, and you made it into a home. I showed you my ideas, and you turned them into reality. I gave you a nut, and you gave me two beautiful boys. You have given me so much.
Nice. I'm sure her parents loved hearing that one. The inappropriate vows do not stop there. We've got Mario over here.
But most importantly, you are the love of my life. You make me happier than I could ever imagine, and more love than I ever thought possible. You have made me a better person. I've even changed my career, becoming a pipe fitter, to better support you and to make sure I master all the tips on how to lay the pipe, baby.
Her face, I feel so bad for her. And these vows just get worse. Here's a video that went hugely viral because this groom, he's not from this planet. It cannot be from Earth because this makes no sense to me.
You're screwed. Since the day we started talking, after falling through my bedroom window, within minutes I could tell you were the one for me. Then as time went on and I was falling deeper in love with you, I was and always will be one of the easiest people to please. Only 2 things are required to keep me happy: keep my belly full and my balls empty.
He keeps going.
Though you're amazing at half of it, we really need to get you some cooking lessons. Even when my belly isn't full, there is no one I could ever love more in this lifetime, unless I actually get a chance to meet Margot Robbie.
Talking about sleeping with Margot Robbie on your wedding day. Where do I even begin unpacking this? You know, he's making the other guys look really good. At least dude number 1 thanked her for turning his nightly seminal emissions into 2 beautiful children. And guy number 2, well, at least he only wants to lay pipes with her and not Margot Robbie.
With you and the girls by my side, I feel like I can conquer anything. Y'all make life worth living, giving every breath of every day a purpose. Life gets even better when the kids fall asleep and you tell me to come to the bedroom.
But this guy, he just keeps going.
Nothing's better than the sound of gagging and headboard slamming.
Michael.
His mom had to tell him to stop. Is he 15? There is not a single man in my life, friends, colleagues, cousins, anybody who would behave like this on their wedding day, let alone in front of their mother.
After almost 10 years, I still stand by the fact that you're my soulmate and it'll never change.
Oh my god. 10 years. I can tell that he convinced her that they don't need to be married to have kids, which is completely fine, by the way. It's not the 1950s, but, big but, it needs to be a joint decision. Something tells me that she had to work tooth and nail to convince him to get married. She was in the hospital giving birth to their daughter, and he was like,
Gosh, I don't know, babe. How do I know if you're loyal to me? I want to make sure you're committed as you're having my child before we get married. Let's give it another 10 years.
P.S. Since you're so good at making decisions like marrying me, you can choose whether tonight's going to end with being a toaster strudel or a Twinkie.
I'm speechless.
You're so
Really? Being that I am his mom, I will deal with him later. He is grounded. By all means.
She wanted to be married, he didn't. She begged and pleaded, and he finally gave her a shut up ring. And now he's using this as an opportunity to embarrass her, because that's just how he is. You knew what you were getting into. And listen to her vows.
My knight in shining armor, my best friend, my biggest pain in the ass. Our adventure started a little shy of 10 years ago, and in that 10 years we have already accomplished so much together and created a beautiful life. When I met you in school, I started crushing on you, but I didn't dare let it be known because I thought you were too good for me. I'm more than thankful for every day with you. You have completely stolen my heart, and I honestly never want you to give it back.
I guarantee you, if she had anything in her vows about sleeping with Henry Cavill, he'd lose his shit. Ladies, the bar is in hell, and we must stop accepting bad behavior because it does not end at the altar. You get married, you build a home together, maybe even have a couple of kids, and end up with a guy that's so bitter like this one.
Single guys, here's what it's like being married. My wife sent me to the store to buy the ingredients for pumpkin bars. I'm walking the aisles and realize canned pumpkin not on the list. Is this a mistake? Do we already have it? Let's call the wife to find out. She sends me straight to voicemail, shoots a text, can't talk. I respond with my dilemma and continue shopping. 10 minutes later, I'm ready to go. Still don't have a response. Call her again. Straight to voicemail, can't talk. Text her again, need an answer. Wait 5 minutes, leave. Now, could I have bought canned pumpkin? Yes. But if we already have it, it's going to sit on the shelf for a year. You only use it at Thanksgiving. Halfway home, I get a text, we need canned pumpkin. I tell her I'm gone. She asks, can you go back? No, I called you twice. That was with purpose. You think I'm calling to chit chat? Hey, haven't talked to you since breakfast. What's up? No. Now my wife is mad at me because she has to go to the store herself. Marriage.
So, she's at home cooking up a huge Thanksgiving dinner by herself, and I know she's doing it by herself by virtue of the fact that you have no idea if there is any canned pumpkin in the house, and she had to make you a list of things to buy from the grocery store. You call her, you can't reach her, and instead of just grabbing the can of pumpkin, which is like $1 and has a shelf life of 5 years and can be donated, you punish her by making her drop all the cooking that she's doing and instead going to the grocery store on the busiest day of the year. And you're sitting at home doing what? Nothing. Husband of the year, folks. Then you get the final boss of horrible husbands, Reggie Steele. Not the Pokemon, the pastor.
And today is significant. Why?
Because it is our 32nd anniversary.
Yes,
today.
32 years today.
32 years today. We walked down the aisle.
Mm-hmm. Even though he was an hour late.
Got cold feet?
You know, I did.
Yeah.
I did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you know, I've been out the night prior, my bachelor's party with the fellas. And
what happened at the bachelor party?
Man, you know, I've learned in life some things you need to take to the graveyard.
Oh, come on. And in high school, I knew that I was number one, but I knew when I met him, he told me, you know, you're my starter, but I got other ones on the bench. You know, what else would you tell me, baby?
That you my point guard.
Yes. And that you love me.
But I like them.
Right.
I believe that this is my purpose.
Right.
Because she really wasn't my preference.
I wasn't. Because I knew I wasn't his preference. My husband dated little Latina girls with long hair and big titties. In fact, when he first met me, he's like, you know, you're cute, but you're a little heavier than what I'm used to. Did you say, babe, I had no value?
No, you had no value. You had no worth.
When I imagine being married for 32 years and my husband is talking about me, I envision him saying that he fell for me because I'm intelligent, funny, kind, loving. He knew from the beginning that I was the one. Our wedding day was the greatest day of his life, which stands in direct contrast to whatever the hell this guy is saying.
Did he tell you it'll be a struggle, but tell you, son, you can overcome it? Did he try to tell you tools, or did he just say, this is just who we are, men are men?
He said, that's who you are, men are men.
Right.
And he said, but the one thing with you, he said, I'm hoping you don't spread your seed like I did with 10 kids, 6 women. He said, please get one woman and have all your children by her, which I've been able to pull that off.
Listen, son, men are men. I know you're gonna spread your seed like some kind of rabid stray dog, but at least do it with one woman.
One of the gentlemen, he said, hey, man, is your dad Alonzo still? I said, yeah. He said, I remember when he would come in this same room and he would have different females with him. And to me, that was a flex. I'm like, that's what's up. And then this older gentleman, he said, is your grandfather Lil Burns still? I said, it is. He said, I remember when he used to come in this same room and he used to have different women with him. When he made that comment, it wasn't cute.
That's crazy. That is crazy that that's what it took for him to have even a modicum of self-realization. Dad was a womanizer and cheated on mom? Cute. Flex. Grandpa was a womanizer?
And you accepted that this is just how men are, and men of the cloth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Was your grandfather a pastor?
Deacon. Yep. So, yeah.
Am I the only one who thinks this sounds fucking crazy? He comes from a line of pastors who are all cheaters? Huh? Is there not something in the Bible that says adultery bad, devotion to wife good? I feel like Jesus would not hang out with you, my guy. He basically shoves off all accountability using religion, saying that he was in the process of being a better man and that God's grace gives him permission to grow and eventually be a better husband. I wonder if that same grace would be extended if it was his wife that was sleeping around with different men and she was an hour late to the wedding. Sorry, babe. It wasn't me. I'm just a work in progress. You knew that. Truly, I have no words. His behavior is so reprehensible. I don't even know where to start. But to me, the crazier part of all of this is that she seems perfectly okay with it.
Than his. And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I never married you, I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God. So I would say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day. And although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go meet a side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the
It would be a cold day in hell before you caught me helping my husband get ready for dates with his side chicks. I really want to be careful with my words here, because she is clearly a victim to years of negging, gaslighting, emotional abuse. She does, however, lose all my sympathy when she encourages other young women to go down the same path as her.
What would you say to the women that may be looking at this and saying, see, that's that nonsense they talking about?
Well, I would say that's why you're single still. Because I'm sure somebody had been in your life already.
You don't pick the fight.
And you didn't want to give the investment for that person to become somebody, and then you lost them probably a long time ago. And you should have just worked with them from the beginning and just worked out the kinks and worked it out, because a man can always build or help meet for a reason. And we're supposed to help meet the need and help complete the man. I know it's going to cause a fight with that too, but I'm very into that because I'm living it. I'm a living example of it works. When you line up your life and get behind your man that is following God, that's submitted to God, and you say, Lord, what can I do to make him better? Your life overall becomes better.
This is horrendous advice. You cannot go into a relationship thinking that you can fix who someone is as a person, because it never works. What has changed about him? Nothing. It's been 30 years and he is still talking shit about his wife to people the same way he was when they first met. Honestly, I could not finish this whole video. If you want to watch it, be my guest. I'll link it below. As the video kept going, I felt like my ears were bleeding because I could not comprehend what was being said. Absolute insanity. Obviously, this video is not to say that all men are like this or that all marriages will become like this, but yikes. These men make me depressed. Stay safe out there, folks.
That is my score. Husband's score.
Baby, I wasn't trying!
I beat you in